Hi, Brad.
Hi, Rory.
Hi.
So they made a new Half-Life, huh?
This is Final Fantasy 15 Windows Edition. Obviously, I'm playing on Steam.
You mean that's not Gordon Freeman?
That's not Gordon Freeman. It's Noctis Freeman.
Yeah, no trademark goatee. So surely it's not.
Is one of the little bonuses you can get if you buy this game within a certain window on Steam. You get this Half-Life
Steam-themed tchotchke.
This is the first time I've seen
tchotchke.
First time I've seen like a Half-Life thing in another game in a long time. I know they made the Portal, like the mobile thing recently.
I'm trying to think. Like, let's see. There was a Valve item in Neo on PC, like a literal, like the red valve, like a helmet with that valve on it.
But they've stayed away from Gordon Freeman specifically
as
a
lot of
reference.
Like Half-Life tie-ins that I can think of.
So this is a weird one. You can also buy this on Origin if you like. You can get some Sims costumes for Noctis.
Oh, weird.
He can be a llama apparently.
That's okay.
This just came out about a week ago on Windows, and I've been playing around with it a bunch because you know me, I like my PC ports.
Yeah, I hear.
And I waited to play this. I played a bit on FF. I played a bit on PS4, but I was holding off for kind of a rumor that this would be coming out. And Square's been doing so many PC ports lately of all their stuff. I am now playing 3 Final Fantasy games. I'm playing 12. Somebody sent in 14, and I'm making my way through this too.
12,
so
14, and 15.
Basically all.
That's a lot of
Final Fantasy all the time.
That is a lot.
The port's pretty good. We're going to talk a little bit about the technical aspects of it and show you some fights and everything like that. Let me hop in the car real quick while we do this, and I'm going to warp to one of the other zones because I have a feeling everybody's. If you've seen any of this game, you've probably seen enough of the first little desert area.
Yes.
I'm going to pop over to maybe a quest location.
I didn't get too terribly far beyond that.
Where can I warp to here?
I gave this game the old college try, I guess you would say, but just didn't quite do it.
I didn't get very far on the PS4 version. It didn't feel very good to me, and my problem with the combat early on is that you get hit in the back a lot by a lot of enemies, and you fall down. It's like any kind of. There are a lot of fights against a bunch of wolves basically early on in the game, and you're supposed to be trying to sync up stuff. But it gets easier. I've been playing on normal, and it gets a little bit easier the more time you put into it. It's a very simple combat system. It is not nearly as complex as it's probably the most simple combat system I can think of in an FF game. But I'm having a better time with it this time around, just because I haven't been.
The car was silent.
Yeah, a lot of these, I'm assuming they're electric. I'm gonna get into a quick fight real quick.
All right, yeah, let's
quick fight real quick. And if you're not familiar with.
See some stuff.
If you want to, a lot of fights you can just hold down B and it will automatically just attack for you. It will not automatically do that kind of camera syncing up unless I believe there's a setting to do it. There's all this blindside stuff. If you want to get behind an enemy and team up attack, you can try to do that if you want to. Combat moves a little fast for me. I really wish there was a way to like move it at half speed.
Wait. Aren't you the guy that was playing Final Fantasy 12 at 4x?
Yeah, but I mean, that FF14 or FF12, you barely have to touch the buttons, just kind of grinding at that point. Some of these situations are a little more complicated. There is a wait mode, which I have activated. I don't know if you saw it there, but if you don't put any inputs in, it'll basically freeze time. I'll let you take a look around, and you can kind of see where everybody is, but it's still. I'm doing a mission here, a hunt real quick. Let me see if I can do this, and then after we get done with that, we'll take a look at some of the technical aspects of
the port. This is weird, because in some ways it looks really good, in other ways it looks really dated.
That is exactly what I kind of...
Like certain surfaces are just like, that's very flat.
This is a pretty good port, but this is also a port of a PS4 game that came out 18 months ago and was probably in development for a very long time.
Well, it started out as a PS3 game.
Yeah,
that's probably the key.
Okay, so these are my bad guys over here. They're all level 12. I think the one problem is it never tells you what level you are. But
also, this wasn't even a mainline Final Fantasy game at first.
It was supposed to be like an FF13
It was a spin-off.
Right?
It was a spin-off of 13, yeah. So like...
That didn't hit him? What the fuck?
Calling a game Final Fantasy is like totally arbitrary at this point.
I tried these guys before. I think I need to do a Libra on them because I'm not sure what the problem is, but I'm not really doing a huge amount of damage. I have a couple of the Royal Arms so far, but I think can I switch weapons in middle of combat? Let's see. Let's try it and see, because I need to have a Mazamune.
Does the old HEV suit do anything for you?
Yeah.
Or is it just
I
cosmetic?
can't change attire during gameplay, but after we get done with this fight, I'll definitely show you some of the weird attire this game comes with. So warp strikes do more damage the farther away I am. He's still weak to... Okay. Broke him.
Wow. Took off that horn.
Shit. The weird thing about... the goddamn thing about parrying in this game. Oh, every time I try to do this, all these guys drop down and I get wiped out. So this comes after the part of the game where you figure out the other evil empire is coming to blow up your kingdom. And I think maybe this is just part of this hunt where these guys come out of a ship and start destroying you because...
Show up to complicate matters.
Yeah, look how many people fall down.
Wow.
And these guys are all level 16, if I recall. Yeah, I tried this before, and I thought that might have just been a random event, but I'm pretty sure now that this is something that just happens, and you have to fight everybody. Maybe I'm not reading everything about... I'm gonna run away. That's my solution to this problem. I did it last time, and I'm gonna do it again. I tried my best to fight those guys, and I did not get very far, so... Let's get out of here and show you some costumes. This game is $50. It is, like I said, on Steam and... Origin. There might be some other platforms it's on. I'm not 100%.
And I think it comes with a bunch of stuff, right? That it didn't have on console.
Yeah,
It's like a Royal Edition or whatever.
We'll go back to the main menu and take a look at all the things. I never got through the end. I know there's a new ending kind of sequence to the game, but it's supposed to make it a little more sense. They said that they tried to make the end of the game less.
Oh, that's right. They added a ton of stuff to like random part. Well, not random, but like
a new cutscene.
Like specifically not just the ending. There was I think it was like chapter 13 or something. Like they were filling in gaps in the story that existed after the game came out.
What was the notorious chapter in FF13? Was that chapter 11 the one where you're just
somewhere around 10 or 11?
Finally get out to the open world.
After like 20 to 30 hours, you finally get a big world to explore. And then and at that point, the game is nearly over.
Well, like I said, we get a lot of gear here from the start.
I liked things about 13 a lot. It was such an uneven game, though.
It was weird. This is the default Prince of Teaks. I hate the way all these characters' faces look. I really can't stand the boy band kind of feathered hair stuff. I really wish there was a way to remove some different hairstyles. Maybe that's mean to me. You get what you pay for when you're playing a Japanese RPG, but trendy outfit.
Trendy outfit.
All these things do little minor things to your stats. You can see them changing up and down there.
Oh,
you get a little Chocomog tea. Great, good stuff. Festive ensemble.
That is festive.
Cool. My favorite one that I found here is the last one on this, the Magitech exosuit.
Okay, give it to me.
So I don't know.
That's not what I was expecting. That looked like a Warframe costume.
It does. It looks just like a Tenno.
That's not what I was expecting.
The weirdest thing about this is that it comes with a shield that protects you from damage for a certain amount of time.
Wow, that's a scary looking squad all of a sudden. That's you say Magitech, I expect like a steam powered mech.
That is what they are in FF14, I know, but these are very bizarre because they will actually, oh god, let me see if I can take these guys out.
Magitech is from FF6 and that game is very
well, there definitely are mounts
in nature.
There definitely are mounts in FF14 that are Magitech kind of mech things.
That look like this or look like?
No, they look like things you ride, basically.
Big old 19th century machinery.
Look where you're going! Didn't mean to...
Okay, these guys are higher level than I am, so I'm not sure I'm not going to be able to do much to them, but if I use my special weapons, we'll see. But also, I can't really get hurt while I wear these.
Yeah,
they have like a certain amount of days.
You seem to be doing all right.
Yeah, per day you can... Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, this will shield you for a certain amount of time per day or a certain amount of damage per day, and you just can't get knocked down.
All right. Initiate a cross chain.
You ready? You like that?
Solid. I really hate Noxus's voice. I have changed it to Japanese. I don't like his voice in Japanese either. It's really just the character. He gets a lot more serious after the people invade and his kingdom is gone. He gets a little less obnoxious. But the first chapter of the game is pretty rough. If you're not a fan, if you didn't like Titus or Titus in FF10, his voice sounds very similar, and it really rubbed me the wrong way.
Good to know.
Well, anyways, like I said, this is a pretty decent port. This does have de novo DRM for people who care about that. Their PC gamers have been doing a lot of coverage of this game, and they took a look at it. And the guy who did DS Fix, I forget his name, says there's no Durante says there's no real perceptible difference, and I trust him for what it's worth. But I know people do get very upset about DRM. So if it matters to you, that is in the game. As
Buyer beware.
There are really pretty parts of this game. Yeah, you're right. The faces on a lot of conversations are not really up to snuff. The game I kind of compare to at home is Assassin's Creed Origins, which was definitely my prettiest game of last year. Everything, when you play that game on Ultra, it looks real nice. This isn't quite up to that snuff, but like we say, it's a fairly older thing.
How's the ultra-wide support?
It's pretty good. It runs pretty well. So I'm running it at 3440 by 1440 at home, and you can run that, and you can, there are long card drives that you can't skip in this game. You can actually I have a second monitor up at 1440p. You're not gonna, don't want to run me over? You want to? I really wish you could.
Jack that car.
I don't think you can.
I know. That's a shame.
You can actually hit the Windows key and go to your other monitor and ground on your...
Do something else while you're
Yeah,
driving.
There's no frame rate drop, and it'll still play the audio and everything like that, so you don't really miss any conversations. You can just be browsing the web. If you have two monitors, it's a pretty decent setup. It runs pretty well. But yeah, I did want to show off some of the other stuff, the technical aspects of the game, because that is kind of what people might be interested in seeing here. There is we're at VSync. There is a fair, decent amount of graphical options here. Okay. See, this is what kind of annoys me. I haven't changed anything. I'm saying I want to change it from highest to a custom setting, and I can't even do that. I will lose. I have to make a save game, then go to the menu, and then boost you out to the main menu. Here, I'll show you. Oh shit! I should have saved. Oh well, whatever. I only beat one fight, so. Every time you change most of the settings in the menu, you have to go back to the main menu.
I'm sorry, that kills me.
I know, it's a weird thing to pop up.
Everybody's welcome. You should all play this game. We spent like 10 years making it. Please buy this.
The fact that you have to go back to the main menu when you make a lot of changes is pretty annoying. The one thing I'm going to do right now is change because there is a 70 gig high resolution texture pack on Steam. It's free if you get it. It's an optional download. You don't get it by default. I'm gonna turn that off real quick, and we're gonna go back in the game, and I want you to tell me if you can see any difference at all.
I am going to pre-tell you no, I can't.
Okay, I have been fooling around with this setting. A1, it's a kind of an obscure thing to see in the menu. It's just called assets. I've tried it on and off on I have a 1080 Ti at home, and like I said, a pretty high-res monitor. I can see the difference in screenshots, but not at all when I'm running around playing the game.
Yeah, stuff like that usually pretty tough to, you're just not going to pay attention to it unless it's side by side.
It's one of the things, I'm not sure in the video, kind of one of the things I want to talk about if you're talking about PC ports.
Sure.
Had I known that I wouldn't be able to tell very much of a difference, I probably wouldn't have wasted the 70 gig download. I don't...
Oh, like on you mean against your data cap?
No, I'm on Sonic now, so there's no data cap. It's just more like it took a while to come down.
I feel terrible for people who have to deal with data cap. Like 70 gig is a significant portion of a lot of people's cap.
It's a lot. I mean, I can kind of tell that the textures are maybe a little less sharp, but it's not something that I would notice in the middle of a fight or anything like that. So it's not really.
It's more of like a peace of mind thing for people who have really good hardware, just to know that they're running the best version.
If you got 1080 Ti, SLI, or whatever,
well.
The game runs really well on the highest settings at home. Of course, I have a pretty expensive video card. But
I'm so jealous of your video card.
I spent a lot of money on it.
I know you paid an arm and a leg for it, but at least you paid like MSRP.
I did. It was $750.
Probably what, $1,500 that card goes for now?
I could probably sell it used now for more than I paid for it.
Easily. I saw somebody this morning on a forum selling a 1060 for what they paid for it like a year and a half or 2 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And they could have done. They were saying they could have gone on eBay and sold it for well over what they paid. And that is a pretty low-end card.
Yeah.
All things considered.
Yeah.
Like I'm still on a 970, and it's just driving me nuts watching prices. Like I want a new card.
It's crazy out there.
Like it's just inside. There's no way I'm paying like 100% markup.
I'm super happy about it when it did. It was a big cost. It was like am I crazy? This is $700 for a video card, but yeah.
I had my finger over the add to cart button on a 1070 like a year ago when it was like $375. And I fucking kick myself every day for not buying that thing.
Let's take a look at some of these other options here. The big one for me is anti-aliasing. You don't have to get back to the main menu, but look at this grass when you turn off anti-aliasing. I hope this shows up on the video. Everything is super shimmery.
Wow,
and weird.
that's some flicker.
Yeah, the graphical stuff on the grass is. Ooh,
that's rotten.
You really want to make sure that you can run it at the top.
Really distracting.
Anti-aliasing. This is actually with FXAA2. It doesn't look good unless you can run it at the highest anti-aliasing for sure.
I'm sorry.
Never tried motion blur on and off. I'm not sure. I haven't tried all these settings. I'm going to run through it real quick, and I'm going to set it down to low too.
Yeah, I'd like to see this as low as it goes. Have you seen the rumors? We're like apparently a month or two away. Whoa. Yes, that is you.
Can't really tell. It's Mike's rub. Sorry, people.
Yeah.
A month or two out
from like the next generation of GeForce cards.
I have a friend who works for NVIDIA, and he says the next generation is going to be the crazy shit. But they say that every.
Yeah, but it's close. Like they're saying as early as next month, those things will get announced and start shipping.
Hey, I wouldn't mind some. I know they've also had rumors about crypto.
Yeah, I think I saw some more rumors yesterday that they. Although I mean, my understanding is NVIDIA and AMD have had like mining specific cards for a while, and it's just like. Those are going to sell out, and then people are just going to go back to buying gaming GPUs because like there's so much more demand.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a really weird thing. I mean, I know the Bitcoin
right
price is going down pretty significantly. It's down to 8K or something, which is about where it was before the real crazy stuff started happening. I'm going to set all this down to the lowest setting real quick, which is what I always kind of like to do.
I would like to see that.
It actually doesn't look too bad. It's weird to say. I mean, most games nowadays on low settings, it takes a lot to make them look really shitty. I mean, it's not going to look as good as it was on highest, obviously, but it's totally playable on low to me. You can make out people's faces when they move their lips.
I really find that low settings tend to look surprisingly good these days.
Yeah.
On a lot of games.
I mean, it's the console.
Yeah.
They can't really. They're not going to make anything too below what their console target is. So,
yeah.
There is a bunch of stuff that comes with this Windows Edition. I haven't played.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's all DLC stuff they put
episodes. There's a multiplayer expansion. Yeah. I believe you can also play co-op in the main campaign.
I've heard something about that. Didn't they add a first-person mode to this?
Yes, there is a first-person mode. If I go back in, I can show you that. And I believe you can also switch to your other characters as you play too. But I haven't really fooled around too much with a lot of those. Anyways, I believe I set everything to low.
Oh, experience points.
Yeah.
Defeating foes and completing
quests? The RPG systems in this game are so simplified. It's really hard to... almost barely an RPG.
Yeah, I remember when they first announced Versus 13, they were pitching it basically as like an action game.
It's pretty bare bones. I'll show you the Ascension stuff. You get Ascension for every fight you're in. It's kind of like unlocking job board stuff in FF12. There's only one way to go, is up. And every fight you get, I believe every fight you get an AP, at least one AP point. So this is low settings. You can see it's everything's kind of, it's gonna be pretty. It's not looking great, but it's not looking as good as it was on the big thing. But it's perfectly playable.
Yeah, I mean, other than the shimmering grass, there's not a whole lot to complain about here.
Yeah, I mean, it's very low res, but I wouldn't want to say what the. I wish I'd actually taken a look at the minimum settings. The minimum settings when this was announced were ridiculous, but
put it in the book.
I forget what the difference is between the minimum and the recommended. But if you have a fairly low end system, you might still get a fair amount out of this.
Thanks.
Imperials above us. Where are they? All these little drop ships coming in, like Half-Life 2 style. But yeah, let me take a look real quick at so the gear stuff is pretty simple. You have a couple different things you're gonna equip for everybody. There's not anything too crazy here. There's not like a full whatchamacallit. What's a doll thing that you have in some games where you can, like World of Warcraft? I don't know. I forget. You have a doll where you don't have like shoulder pads or anything like that. This is a skill system. You get AP for every fight, like I said, and basically you just unlock stuff. There's no real tough decisions to make.
Geez, yeah, I don't remember this being as simple as apparently it is.
All you do is you unlock stuff, and other stuff becomes unlocked. It's basically a skill tree.
Especially coming from something like 12, which is insanely complicated.
Yeah, 12. I mean, 12 is the same thing where you can only you're going to fill everything up at some point. There are a few different decisions to make in terms of like Esper unlocking everything like that. I haven't seen any of that kind of stuff here. Basically, you're just kind of choosing what to emphasize, what to unlock first. But I've gotten a lot of AP pretty early on, just by running around doing quests and everything like that. You'll find you have a bunch of it, and there's no real point to not just spending it as you get it. I don't know why I say that so much, but and that is mostly Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
I am so far having a good time with it. I can
good.
definitely say it's pretty simple. The fighting is pretty simple. The storyline seems okay. I haven't gotten, obviously I'm only on like chapter 3. I know there's at least 11 chapters. I'm not sure how many more there are than that, but I'll play it till I beat it.
That's good. Show me first person just to say.
Oh, sure. I believe it's click in.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey.
So, hey, here
Yep.
I am. You can do this in combat too, I think. Let me actually see if I can get into a fight.
As advertised, this is first person mode.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to play it like this, I'm sure. I think combat would get pretty confusing like this, but let me see if I can.
I did read that combat is pretty rough in first person in this.
I'm not sure why you would want to do this, but if you
Maybe you really like Skyrim or
Hey.
something. I don't know.
can actually fight.
Look where you're going!
Yeah, and I think that they're basically, my understanding is they're selling like a Royal Edition upgrade or something for consoles.
I believe I've heard that. Yeah,
that adds basically all this content too.
Yeah, I haven't really paid too much attention to the Royal Edition, but I know they have been doing something.
I think it's basically this.
It's weird. I mean, if 13 came out with 13.2, 13.3, or Lightning Returns and all that stuff, this
Yeah.
seems to be just kind of the Final Fantasy
Yeah,
game.
they just keep adding on to it.
Oh, I guess it warps you out. Whoa,
Oh boy, that's a lot.
Yeah, this is. I
is
don't know how.
quite-
I don't think this would be playable in first person myself.
Quite
but
something.
I'm sure somebody will find a way.
Yeah. Ooh.
But overall, I like this game so far. It's
cool.
It's for a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
I mean, I've beaten pretty much every mainline Final Fantasy so far, and I feel kind of compelled to get to the end of this. But
Nice to
Yeah.
see games coming to the PC properly.
I know it took them a long time, and they deserve a lot of credit for making it.
Especially Japanese games, you know, like a lot of Japanese developers, not traditionally big PC
Square's been pretty good about
developers, but yeah, it's nice to see some of these big games like coming over and being in a good state.
Hopefully we showed you some of this PC specific stuff. I'm looking at my notes and see if there's anything else I want to talk about.
You take notes.
Oh yeah, I did. Just a few little things. I mean, the big main concern for me as a PC player is the amount of times you have to boot back to the menu. And also, I heard the HDD. If you're on installing this to a hard drive, the load times are apparently pretty severe. So if you don't have a solid state disk, you might want to think about playing something else. But yeah, that's FF15 Windows Edition, available now, $50. Get it if you like.
For fans and first timers.